All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tear into a song that's raw, it's fractured, and honestly, it feels just as unsettling now as it did back in 1989. We're talking about Bob Dylan's masterpiece of disillusionment, Everything is Broken. So right off the bat, these are the opening lines of the chorus. And, they're not just lyrics, they're the song's entire argument, laid bare. There's really nothing to decode here, no hidden metaphor. It's just this bleak, matter-of-fact statement. It's not a suggestion, right? It's him telling us, this is how it is.
Okay, so to really get why this song hits so hard, we kind of have to zoom out a bit. We need to look at the world and the artist that created it. See, this track didn't just pop out of nowhere. It was born out of a very specific time, the late 1980s, which was a huge period of change for pretty much everyone, including Dylan himself. Yeah, this song was on the album Oh Mercy. And you have to understand, after a pretty rough decade for Dylan, a lot of critics were kind of writing him off, wondering if his best days were over. But then, bam, this album drops, and it is a stunning return to form. It's dark, it's swampy, super atmospheric. You can just feel that Daniel Lanois production all over it. And it proved, without a doubt, that Dylan wasn't just relevant, he was back at the absolute peak of his game. So, what makes this song so powerful? A big part of it is the structure. It's not your typical story, with a beginning, middle, and end. Not at all. It's more like this relentless, almost overwhelming list of everything that's falling apart. Just a catalog of decay covering everything, big and small. He kicks things off with stuff we all know, right? Things from around the house. By starting the collapse with everyday objects, things from your kitchen, your home, Dylan makes this feeling of decay feel super immediate and personal. It's not some abstract problem happening way over there. No, the shattering is starting right where we live. Okay, so from the home, he moves into the workshop. And think about what that means. These aren't just random objects anymore. These are the actual tools we use to work, to build things, to create, to fix things. So when the tools themselves are broken, well, that's a powerful metaphor, isn't it? It's like he's saying society has lost the basic ability to fix its own problems. And then the decay spreads from the inanimate to the animate. And this is where it gets absolutely devastating. It's not just the tools that have failed anymore. Now it's the hands of the people trying to use them, trying to work, trying to grow things, just trying to survive. The whole cycle of collapse is complete, and you start to see the real human cost of all this.
This is where Dylan does something brilliant. He makes this crucial pivot. He basically expands what broken even means. We're moving away from just physical stuff you can touch and into the abstract world, human agreements, promises, institutions. This is the moment the song goes from being a complaint to a really profound social critique.
So yeah, he's not just singing about things you can hold in your hand anymore. Now he's talking about the very fabric of society breaking down. We're talking about promises between people, treaties between countries, the laws and rules that are supposed to keep everything running. It's all those invisible things that hold civilization together, and they're all starting to crack. And look, this kind of collapse isn't just political or some big abstract system failing. No, it has real personal consequences. The mess from broken treaties and bent rules doesn't just stay locked up in government buildings, right? It spills out, it floods into our lives and leads to this huge wave of emotional suffering. It's absolutely heartbreaking when you think about it.
All right, so let's shift gears a bit, because this powerful song didn't just stay on the album. It took on a whole new life on the road, becoming a real anthem for Dylan and his fans for more than a decade.
The song became a total staple of his never-ending tour. He performed it, get this, a staggering 284 times. Think about that. That kind of commitment tells you just how much this song connected with people. It wasn't just another song in the set list. It was a statement. It was something he and the audience really needed to hear and feel, night after night.
And this timeline really shows you its incredible journey. It debuted right after the album came out and then stayed a regular in his concerts for 14 years. That's a testament to its staying power, right? It just perfectly captured the mood of the times. It almost became this cathartic chant for a world that always felt like it was right on the edge.
So that brings us to the big question, right? Why does a song from way back in 1989 still hit so hard today? What is it about this message that feels so timeless? Almost like he saw the future.
Well, I think this couplet is a huge part of the answer. It is just so key to the song's, frankly, frightening longevity. It perfectly nails that feeling we all know, that sense that things are always falling apart, that we're stuck in this permanent crisis mode. It's that feeling of exhaustion, of being just completely overwhelmed by a never-ending stream of bad news. When you get right down to it, the song's list of broken things feels less like a snapshot from the past and more like a timeless blueprint for understanding the world, anytime. The specific details might change. You could swap broken plows for broken supply chains, but that core feeling of total system failure, that remains powerful, and it feels incredibly familiar.
And that really just leaves us with one final, and I think pretty provocative thought. If Dylan wrote this song today, what new things would he add to that list? Broken algorithms, maybe? Broken trust in our institutions? I mean, the fact that we can so easily come up with a 2024 version proves the point, doesn't it? The list of our worries might change, but that deep, profound feeling of brokenness, well, that seems to be a powerful and maybe even a permanent part of being human.